Hi weaving friends, have you experienced this frustration of trying to roll your warp on using a roll of brown craft paper, and no matter how hard you try to even it out and keep the tension nice and tight, it just keeps rolling back up, and you've got to be around the side of the loom trying to control everything there while making sure that your warp tension is good while you're rolling it on, and then worrying about the paper. And a really annoying thing that happens with the paper, even when you cut it into more manageable lengths, is it just doesn't stay put. Like, there's not enough tension on it to make it stay there, and so you end up with it moving to either one side or the other. It's always the way, and then your paper rolls on crooked. And sometimes it rolls on so crooked that it starts to layer on itself at the edges, and then you get all of this bulk, and it's just super frustrating. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, why don't you just use sticks that came with your loom, you know, like cardboard sticks or wooden sticks, and insert them and use them as warp separators? And sure, you can do that if you want to. That's a very good option. But since I started using this brown craft paper, and I will link to this down below so you know exactly what weight to get, because it does come in different weights, and the lighter stuff doesn't work the way the heavier stuff does. But since I started using this, I haven't looked back. I want to use this for every single warp that I do because it's that good. But I have had this frustration of it always rolling up, and then it's kind of loose in the warp, and I've got too much to do at the front and the side of the loom to worry about it. I've got the easiest and most simple hack for this to fix this issue today. This video is brought to you by the Introduction to Floor Loom Weaving class. This is a class that is available over at the Online Weaving School. It's designed for weavers who are new to the floor loom or who are interested in beginning on a floor loom, but also for those who are lacking confidence and are wanting to make friends with their loom. This class includes almost 4.5 hours of video time, plus multiple printable PDFs taking you through all the steps you will need to complete a beautiful cowl scarf. Some of the topics covered in the class are loom anatomy and tools, calculating your warp, different types of floor looms, how to read a weaving draft, how to dress your loom, and how to weave on it. There are also additional resources like how to use a sectional beam. There is a little preview available for this class, and I'm going to pop the link to that down below so that you can see if this would be the right fit for you. Now back to the video. You have seen me talk about these 100,000 times before, probably. If you've been around my channel, if you've been around the weaving school, you will have seen me using these. These are my spring clamps, and they are so invaluable in a weaving studio. They're like having an extra pair of hands around, and they're multi-purpose. I use them to clamp things that I just need to be clamped temporarily, whether it's a loom to a table, whether it's a rigid heddle to a rigid heddle loom, whether it's a direct warping peg, all kinds of things. Okay, I'm going to use them in today's video as well. Surprise! So all I need to do to fix this annoying issue is to grab my spring clamp, open it up, and clamp it to one side of my paper. And then I grab the other one, open that up, clamp it to the other side of the paper, and lo and behold, problem is fixed. Now, if you had some more spring clamps, you could also put more along to provide a little bit more weight to the paper. But these two alone are enough weight to stop the paper from curling up, and that's going to make a huge difference when you go to wind on. These spring clamps are really affordable, really simple to use, and I don't think that you would regret adding them to your toolkit, and I'm going to link to them down below too. Okay friends, that's all from me today. I know this tip is going to give you a whole lot of help, and until next time, happy weaving.